How would you solve x squared divided by b squared plus y squared divided by a squared equals 1? By the way, that equation happens to be the equation of an oval shape. It's an oval-shaped curve that thing graphs to be, which you could use to model the orbit of planets or asteroids or what have you. Because you guys know that planets don't orbit the sun in circles, right? They orbit in oval shapes called ellipses. Anyway, you don't need to know that. You just need to know how to solve for a squared. Okay. So we have x squared divided by b squared plus y squared divided by a squared equals 1. We want to solve for a squared. Well, what's the technique? What do we do? When solving a rational equation, what do we get rid of? The denominators, what do we multiply through by to accomplish that?
B squared times a squared.
Right, the LCD, which happens to be b squared times, I'm going to write it as a squared times b squared. So I'm going to multiply both sides by that LCD. Does everybody see how he came up with the LCD? They don't have any factors in common. Those two denominators, a squared and b squared, don't have anything in common. Just multiply them together, and that is the LCD. A squared times b squared is the LCD. So I'll do the right-hand side for you. I think 1 times a squared b squared is a squared b squared. Wasn't that nice of me? Now you guys, see if you can figure out what the left-hand side is going to look like. Distribute a squared b squared to both terms and tell me what's left. See if you can do it without all that writing. Just kind of do it in your head. Just what's left after you do this distribution, right? Remember, the a squared b squared ends up in the numerator of both of those fractions on the left side. And then you're going to get cancellation in the first one, b squareds. Second one, a squareds will cancel. But what's left? So what's going to be left from this first one? X squared, definitely. X squared, a squared. So how about a squared, x squared? Just to kind of go in alphabetical order, not that it really matters. Does everybody believe that? Okay, distribution, so it's plus. What's left from this guy? B squared, y squared. So if you go back to those steps, we just applied that first step, didn't we? Whoop, it was down here, actually. We cleared the denominators by multiplying through by the LCD. The second step says distribute to get rid of the parentheses. Well, are there any parentheses here? Not an issue. So you don't worry about it. You don't necessarily apply all the steps. Step 3 says get every term with a specified variable on one side of the equal sign. Okay, wait, let's go back and look. How many terms, we're solving for a squared, how many terms do you see with a squared in it? I see 2 terms with a squared, so we should follow that step 3, right? And I think the easiest, since we have a squared, b squared by itself on the right side, I think the easiest thing to do would be to get everything on the right side with a squared in it. So there's just one other term with a squared in it. It's this one, isn't it? So can you guys tell me how I would get that a squared, x squared to the other side? It's connected to b squared, y squared by addition. So to undo, to reverse addition, you subtract. So subtract a squared, x squared from both sides. Subtract a squared, x squared. Is everybody with me? What do I end up with if I do that? So b squared, y squared. Then on the right side, just a squared, b squared minus ax squared. Would you buy that? It should have been, I think I copied it down wrong. It should have been minus a squared x squared. So I just missed that guy. So let's fix that. Yep. Got to copy things down right. I've noticed it's hard to get right answers when you don't copy things down right. You ever notice that? Yeah? No? Never? Never? No. Sometimes you accidentally copy things wrong. Has this ever happened to you? You accidentally do it wrong, but you get the right answer because you make like another mistake and the mistakes cancel each other out. That happens. Okay, does everybody agree with that so far? So then what's the next step? Once you have everything with the variable that you're solving for on one side of the equation, what was that next step?
Factor it out.
Step 4, factor out the specified variable. Okay. So pull out the a squared. On that right side, what's left? B squared minus x squared. Left side doesn't change. And then you undo this multiplication by division. You reverse it by division. Reverse that multiplication by division, and then to balance things out, you do the division on both sides. So b squared minus x squared, divide both sides by b squared minus x squared to get a squared by itself. Does everybody agree with that? So as an entire quantity, the b squared minus x squared cancels on that right side. Then you can see a squared's by itself, but it's probably best to turn it around. So I'm going to write a squared on the left side, and then this guy I'll write on the right side. So b squared y squared over b squared minus x squared. That's it. You're just asked to solve for a squared, so you're done.